Hey guys, just wanted to do my review and recap for Black Lightning Season 1, Episode 9, The Book of Little Lies. So, you have two, well, I guess like three ongoing major storylines in which, we have Anissa and Jefferson trying to investigate, the source of the green, where the green line's being manufactured once and for all, like where the, now, especially learning about, Gamby's connection to the ASA and how they've been the suppliers of the green light from the very beginning. You have Inspector Henderson, who is basically in a position, who's also, well, you have Gamby's also investigating just to try to atone for his involvement, looking into the weapons that Tobias's men used to kill Lady Even frame Black Lightning, and then there's Jennifer, who finds out about who's like learns about her own powers and talks to Anissa about it, and she's the one who flat out decides to that because of what's happening to her, just be candid with her and saying that, hey, I have superpowers, you're developing superpowers too, and Dad's Black Lightning, I'm Thunder. And she doesn't really take it very well, and Lynn and Jefferson are pissed that and are pissed are pissed off that she would just that she would go and tell them all this without consulting them. But it's like she's already like manifesting powers, and feel like she was gonna be like you know kind of freaked out and scared about it. I mean, yeah, she got more freaked out and scared about it because she's only like just like 17 or 18, still in high school, and she's still like I guess like like teenagers are still kind of like in their own, I guess like you can say, like kind of in their own head and trying to find and just care about having like a sense of normalcy and find a sense of identity and not thinking like long term about what they're gonna do. Parkland high school, kids and you know, I mean, not that they're not forward. It can't be like forward thinking or like know what they want and know what they want. The kids. I mean, we have like the kids at the Parkland High School protesting. They're making a change in the world. You can kind of say similar to how and this is somebody who wants to be an activist and wants to change the world. Jennifer, I guess is a nice contrast. It's kind of natural that it's like she's still trying to like figure out her own thing. She hasn't like really figured stuff like figured everything out. I mean, it's like her boyfriend's just been paralyzed and they're on a break, and she's kind of like going through like day by day and not really like not really like kind of and not kind of like worried about that kind of and not worried about the kind of stuff the way not worried about like the whole like activism thing. And she even brings it up that the last time she tried to got involved in any kind of activism, Khalil got paralyzed, and she's worried about. And if he, and I don't know why, I don't know what it is with Lynn. Like, she feels like she's always like very kind of just like self righteous and kind of like like, how can you be just so disrespectful and all these things, like, oh, I know what you're going through. And then it's like, which is ironic considering everybody keeps accusing Irish West on the Flash of the same kind of behavior. And yet I feel like this is behavior that, like, they have clearly that clearly Flash fans do not watch all these other shows to, or they're just kind of fixed in the reviews and not realize to see, like, I feel like all this stuff that people like claim about Iris, about her being like self righteous and self centered and all about me attitude, it feels like it's kind of more about her. Kind of, I get this vibe more from Lynn, where it's like, why didn't you think about how what impact is going to, she's constantly complaining about, Jeff putting his life on the line, how that's his line, and like whether he's going to be able to protect the kids. And I don't, and it's like also trying to tell Jennifer like she knows what she's going through when she doesn't. So it's just like, I don't know. It just feels like yeah, so she's constantly worried about them, like, oh, they shouldn't be putting themselves in danger, without, and almost kind of want to sweep under the rug the reality of like she has this like super powered family, and they're gonna be in danger, and it's like they have Jennifer and sorry, Nissa and Jefferson being hunted, and Jennifer manifesting powers, so it's not like they can kind of like sweep this under the rug, and this is worried about stuff like how she just wants to go to prom and have a boyfriend, go to college, have kids, and just she and Lynn could even give her a guarantee as to like whether or not she can even have kids, even though I feel like it's something that she shouldn't really have to be worried about, considering it's like Jefferson presumably was still able to have kids, and and that's how and they got and they're and it's like Nissa and Jennifer are kind of like first generation, like being able to inherit like these kind of powers through like the genes that were kind of manipulated and through I guess whatever vaccine that Jefferson got at one point. So I feel like she has nothing to worry about. I just feel like it's kind of just added drama, um, but yeah, it was kind of understandable. It's almost like it kind of reminds me of almost like maybe like almost like an X-Men character, or it just kind of feels it has like parallels to I guess X-Men in the sense that I don't know, I guess like almost like kind of reminds me of like Rogue in like the first movie, where it's like she was kind of freaked, like she was had like these same concerns too, and then felt like she was becoming a freak, and felt like she was had to like just come to terms with herself, like these powers, and just kind of be comfortable in her own skin, especially with these new abilities. And I feel like this is gonna be apparently it's gonna be actually gonna be Jennifer's arc, considering still a teenager in high school, and I felt like she reached an understanding with Jefferson when the episode ended with them like watching a movie together. Gamby's investigating where he got the weapons from through various contacts, and ends up finding a lab where he finds like metahumans are in these like different like cryogenic chambers, and he recognizes one of the through one of the little like I guess spy cameras, for lack of better terms, like one of the kids in the chambers are like somebody that he was like he worked as when he was a scout, that he saw like in a flashback, like playing basketball on public court, and now he realizes, and now he wants to tell Jennifer immediately. He didn't give her like the whole story, but just enough to know about like what he was doing, and that he needs to pass this information on. That or at least like he doesn't want. Gamby doesn't want Jefferson to know about it just yet, and but and this is to come to him asking like why there was like a schism rift between the two of them, and then even she was pointing out that, saying that that what Jefferson did with keeping Jennifer and to some extent Anissa in the dark about his powers wasn't any different from what Gamby did, was trying to keep Jefferson in the dark about what he was doing as a means of trying to protect them. And I guess like one other thing to note was I guess there's also like Inspector Henderson having a conversation with Jefferson on the phone, not knowing not knowing on the burner phones, like not knowing he was Black Lightning, and just talking about, and I guess basically how he knows Henderson's a good man, but it's like he works around dirty cops, and Henderson saying he doesn't know the position he's in the sense that it kind of reminds me of this whole conversation that Commissioner Gordon and had with Batman and Batman Begins, or at least like one other character, where he talks about how it's like he doesn't take it. He doesn't actively try to like bust all go after and blow the whistle on all the crooked cops in his department because he has so few like resources to work with that he's like they just forced to work with him reluctantly. But Black Lightning convinces him um, that he can that he can clear his own name and that he wants to get rid of stop the manufacturing of green light once and for all. Henderson's worried about that he'll go and investigate the source, but just for the Black Lightning to tell his family if anything happens to him, if he's found dead and people try to say he was a dirty, that Black Lightning tells him the truth, that Black Lightning will get the truth out there, and of course Henderson finds out that I think it was like Martin Proctor. He takes photos of him like selling, providing guns to the ASA agents hunting down Black Lightning and Thunder. Um, it's like special ammo that's able to pierce pierce Jefferson's armor and to the point where like he gets like shot in the arm or he's like wounded. Because it's not like he has a bullet wound or like has to put his arm in a sling or anything like that. I guess it just temporarily disables the armor, but but he's also like this is also the same guy who I guess is acting like he's like a middleman because it's like he's connected to the Gambi's former boss, who's also connected to Lady Eve and presumably the one who tipped off the guy to the corpse in the woods with the weapon that could have connected they could have exposed Tobias as Lady Eve's real killer. So yeah, he's different. He's involved in like different. He's like seems to be involved in like all different aspects of this conspiracy. But it's kind of cool to watch them, Thunder and Black Lightning like working together to take down this take down this lab and just kick ass and take names. And of course they had um it's kind of a cliche of like how they walk away from an explode, walking away from the slow motion, walking away from the explosion as the lab was being destroyed, and Black Lightning uses powers to burn all the chemicals and destroy the whole lab and like cause the fire that caused the whole lab to blow up. But it was still kind of cool to watch. But yeah, like you can see in the picture I got I really like uh Thunder's new costume, and it just looks really badass, and especially the theme song they had when they saw her, you saw her suiting up, and I mean I can't I mean aside from the whole Lynn stuff, like I can't say, and it's hard to find I don't know, I'm just finding anything really bad to say about this show and really this episode. I kind of like where it's going. I wonder when Tobias Whale is going to come back into the picture and when and and guess how, what they're going to do about those metahumans who are in the cryo chambers. And I see in the trailer seems to be is going to be the explanation to I guess how Lala came back from the dead, and also I guess I don't know. I feel like we don't know we're gonna. It feels like this is. It's almost like the mystery of It's almost like mysteries that are done in the Flash, but they don't do them as well because they feel like they have things too close to the vest, or we don't give enough information to go on. This show and then it says the benefit of being a shorter season is feel like a mystery or peeling back the layers and seeing the ASA's involvement with Green Light and Lady Eve and these metahumans. There's kind of we're getting all these different pieces and the puzzle, and now it's a matter of trying to a jigsaw puzzle and just trying to figure out how to piece it all together and how they're part of some bigger picture. It just seems I guess that these ASA agents are just worried about trying to cover their tracks by capturing or killing metahumans in Freeland, and it seems like Tobias Wales is just worried about trying to keep his business afloat. I mean, how deep he's going to be connected to this. I mean, we'll see. But anyway, I like this episode. What did you guys think of? What was your favorite moment? Is there anything I didn't get to talk about? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.